What is going on, guys? Mr. Lad over here. Today we're talking about a subject that I've never ever covered before. Funny enough, I've actually had this equipment for longer than I've had my YouTube channel, but we're finally now talking about it. So if you like this content, feel free to press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned, guys. Hope you enjoy it. So there are many ways that a detailer, whether it be someone who does it professionally, whether it's a shop, mobile environment, or just a DIYer, someone who does a few cars, the weekend warrior, whatever the case is, there are quite a few ways that you can separate yourself from the rest of the competition, the rest of your competitors in your local area or market. One of the ways, obviously, is offering something such as paint correction, ceramic coatings. You can get into paintless dent removal, PDR, tints and all that. But a simple way that I have found to be able to separate myself from my local market is using or implementing something as simple as a steamer. Now, you have many different types of steamers out there. You can get yourself the $7,000 Optima steamer. You can get yourself like the $6,000 Fortador made by Lamborghini steamer and hot water extractor. You know, those are certain things that you can do. But I found it very simple to implement steaming into my business by spending no more than $180 on Amazon, or at least the time of the when I bought it. It might be a little bit more now. I'll check the exact price, but I paid no more than $180, and I got myself simply the McCullough 1375, something like that. I don't know. I just went ahead and clicked buy, and it came over to my place. So what I like about it, I'm going to actually kind of show the McCullough steamer. I'm going to show how it works, the different environments. What I'm working on today is a car where the sunroof, the moonroof visor area, whatever, had a leak in the seal. And so moisture, water leaked through it into the carpet, and now a mildew smell formed up. And so what I'm doing is I'm going over and I'm going to simply fix the scenario. I'm going to remove the odors, whatever stains might be in the front seat, whatever, but I'm going to remove that. And the awesome thing is that my customer actually called me out specifically for that purpose, which separated me from the rest of the market that they could have reached out to. And so I think it's pretty awesome. But I'm gonna take you guys in, I'm gonna show you kind of what I use for the scenario, for the situation. All right, so you can even hear that generator going on right now. It's because I have the steamer actually hooked up to the generator itself. And so I want to kind of showcase a little bit the McCullough. I confirmed it was a 1375 steamer. 1375. I got it for, like I said, $180 right now on Amazon. You can find it for like $169 with $11 shipping. So you're looking at $180. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to lower the camera a little bit so I can kind of showcase the steamer to you. Let's get into it. So very simple, you know, it's a very simple contraption. I have it full of water. It's heated up right now. I could even feel it rumbling on the inside a little bit, but it's only about 10.78 pounds with 48 ounces of water, which is the limit that it could hold. You're talking somewhere around 13 pounds, give or take. But you can see it's got a handle on it. It's very easy to work with. It's got some wheels on it. So if you were in need of kind of lugging it around, you could lug it around and it can kind of wheel on its own. It's a very simple design. There's even two more little wheels at the bottom that help maneuver it around. Now, of course, the directions say only use soft water, deionized water, all of that. And I agree. You should only do that. Although with that being said, I've had this for over a year and a half, and I hardly ever used soft water, deionized water. Is that bad? Probably. It's probably going to break down the components, but I've used this thing a ton. It's a workhorse, and I hardly ever use soft water inside of it. So that's just kind of a little pointer that I'm going to mention here. But here you have a little gate, a little knob, a knob that basically kind of sets the pressure. When you put it all the way negative, it's at where it doesn't have much pressure. All the way positive, it has more pressure, more comes out. That, and then when I press it to negative, nothing hardly ever comes out. Back to positive. So it's kind of a way to keep it safe. Basically, when you empty it out and you're done for the day, you want to go ahead and press it negative so it kind of releases. all that stuff and whatnot. It's a very simple to use thing. A little steam gauge on here to show you how much pressure is in there, how much steam is in there. And so guys, really that's it. It's that basic of a design, that basic of a scenario. Got the handle here, trigger over here. You notice, so when I first pressed the nozzle, a lot of water came out. It's because the steam that's built up in the hose, if it's not being used, it's going to eventually go back to its original state, which is water. And so there you go. Now, of course, you have the nozzles here, the tips. With the $180 kit, you can get a ton of different nozzles, tips, attachments, adjustments. You can get those. This is the one I primarily use because it seems to be best for me. And if I'm not using this, I just go with no attachment because I'm kind of doing spot treatment. Now, I will say, the more you use this, the more that these little fibers at the end, or the little brush ends, fray and decay. It's not bad, that's normal, but the problem is I find it so hard to find replacement attachments. That's been my hardest thing to come across. So that's really the only downside for me, is that it's hard to find nozzle replacements. But besides that, the thing works very well. I'm gonna take it in the car and I'm gonna show you how to use it. All right, so we're in the car. I mentioned before that there was a slight mildew smell in here. So how I prepped the area, of course, I vacuumed out the whole car. You can tell that the owner has a pet, so I removed the pet hair. My method for that was just kind of a little bit of fabric softener and water, diluted 5-to-1, a pet stone. I use the rocks to remove hair because I am diligent enough not to scratch any plastics, as well as I find it's a tad more effective. And I've noticed already the smell is pretty much gone just from that. But just to be safe, if any bacteria have formed or any enzymes have formed because of the water seeping into the carpets and remaining in the fibers, you want to be safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. I'd rather my client spend a little bit of money on me to detail the thing than my client spend a ton of money at the hospital getting respiratory check and all that stuff. And so, very simply, how I handle the situation, like I said, I prep the carpets, prep the area, all of that. I have a little microfiber towel here, and you've seen a lot of people, what they do is they have the VX5000 and they take a terry towel and they will do they put a diaper, or they cradle the actual nozzle of their steamer. That's fine, that's great. I just don't have a $900 steamer, so I've got about a $200 steamer, so we're keeping it easy. And so, so I take my microfiber towel, kind of cradle it around so I can kind of hold it down in place with my fingers. And then I take an enzyme remover, enzyme killer, cleaner, whatever. This one happens to be the PNS interior system, the enzyme spot stain remover. It gets the job done, whatever. So whatever enzyme cleaner you use, go ahead and spray the area. Don't tell me my nozzle broke on me. Come on. You're getting there. Oh, we got it. Okay, so I'm spraying the area. It's actually time for me to get some more. Yeah, I need to get some more of this stuff. So I'm spraying the area. I don't even like sports, and I always sing the Sports Center thing. Let it sit for about, 15-20 seconds. What you want is for that enzyme cleaner to get in there, and you want to start breaking down all of the bacterias, enzymes, organisms, and life forms that could be in this carpet. And after it sat there for about 15-20 seconds, whatever, what you want to do is you want to test your steamer, because you want to make sure that no water's coming out. I do not want to flood the carpet anymore. So we see steam's coming out, and then simply, yes, see water's coming out of there. Simply what we do then is go at it. Check the bottom. A little dirt's coming up, but not much. I mean, I cleaned it already. Actually smell a little bit of that fabric softener inside of the inside the microfiber. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is kind of let it sit for a bit. I'm I'm gonna let it, I don't know, maybe give it like, you know, a minute or so, just kind of feel it around. How wet is it? It's a little wet. Let's wipe it. Now, what I'm about to do, most of you probably won't want to do, but now I personally want to smell it. What kind of smell am I picking up? I'm not picking up any strong odors, so pretty much the enzymes, the mildew is dead. It's gone. It's that easy. Honestly, guys, it's such an easy service. And so, yeah, that's the carpets. I really don't need to go over a second time, but in case you do want to go over a second time, you can go ahead, respray, just to be safe. You know, maybe you still have a little bit of scent that's left over. You still smell a little bit of bad odor. Okay, that's fine. Let's hit it. Let's hit it again. How's it look? There's nothing that's really coming up. It's all just kind of discoloration of the towel, not necessarily dirt. So it's that easy to use. Now I'm going to take you around the car and show you other ways that I actually use the steamer. So go ahead and stay tuned. So as we move around the car, obviously you see different spots, and if you want to make sure you get a good thorough clean while you're steam cleaning, you know, you're not just hitting the carpets, you're really going to be touching every surface. Now, the cool fact about steam in its very nature, the steam in the McCulloch comes out somewhere around 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's very hot. I mean, it has to be able to steam. So it far bypasses the boiling point, but it also has to be, I don't know, hot enough. I don't want to use the word aggressive enough, but hot enough to be able to sterilize or disinfect really any surface. So I use it when I do jobs like this. I'll use it around the whole vehicle, and I try to think, where does the customer normally touch the most? So one of those places, obviously, as you see, is here, the center console. So I'm going to go ahead and steam the center console. Now, you want to be careful with the ink on the buttons, the white paint or the white ink that comes up. The different components, a lot of this is clear coated. Now some of this is that weird little rubber plastic feel. So if you rub at it too much, what you're going to do is you're going to begin to peel away or fray the actual plastic. And so you want to be mindful of that. And another thing you want to be mindful of, which I'm falling extremely short, especially for a job like this, is please wear gloves. I'm a moron. I'm not wearing gloves, and I need to, especially for a job like this. So yeah, but I guess that's why you have health insurance, right? I don't know. So we'll bypass that one. Can you give Mr. Ladd a free pass today? If you can do that, that'd be great. If not, smash the like button. All right. So what we want to do is make sure this is primed. No water's coming out. A little water came out. Glad I did that. Now I'm simply just going to very lightly go over. Now steam does not leave a residue behind. The only way you would get any type of residue is if you have a dirty towel. If you have a dirty towel, yes, you're going to find residue. If you have a clean towel, residue will be non-existent. So, okay, let's do that. We did that. All right, looking around, it looks good. I'm not hurting any components. Now I'm going to get a tad bit closer. That way I know I'm really disinfecting. But I don't want to get any more aggressive than that, because I don't want to do more harm than good. You don't want to pass the point of no return here, because I'm not in the mood to be busting out stencils, white spray paint, and going at it, all right? So, okay, let's go ahead and get this up here, the dash, and we're gonna move around. A thing that I like to do is I like to spray inside the vents to kind of sterilize or disinfect what's going on the inside. If you see, I don't know if you can see, here, we'll go over here. And you can see there's steam coming out of all the vents. That's good. That means I am disinfecting whatever is inside these vents. Mildew does form up in the vents as well, so you want to be mindful of that. Let's get over here so I can get that other one in the corner over there. And in the second 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam, we move on, call it a day. All right, time for the awkward angle of the day. If you like the awkward angle of the day, be sure to smash that like button. Oh, yeah, I sound like such a troll, don't I? So now, of course, another component that is going to be touched more than not, of course, it's obvious, it's a given, the steering wheel. The steering wheel is going to be probably the most touched aspect of the car, second to the center cluster, third or whatever, next to the actual gear shift knob, whether it's automatic or manual. If it's going to be a manual, of course, it's touched more than not. If it's automatic, it's touched a lot, but, you know, not as much as a manual. I don't know. I talk too much. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to try to clean up the actual steering wheel, being mindful, of course, of the paint, the clusters, all that. I want it to look good, but I do not want to pass the point of no return. I am not doing deep cleaning. I am simply doing disinfecting. So what I'm doing, prime the bad boy up, just kind of get some spot action going on here. Just want to kind of make sure it's wiped down, it's clean. I press the horn. Now the customer's going to come out and ask if I'm okay. Oh, yeah, I went ahead and put on gloves because I realized I cannot be a moron on my own channel. So, doing that now that it's got the basic clean happening, now where are the bacteria is going to settle? On the buttons, so we get a little bit closer, make sure that we are disinfecting the buttons. There you go, the horn. And of course, around the rim. Now you probably could take your enzyme cleaner, remover for that you use on the carpets. You probably could take it and use that and just use it as a cleaner. But the problem is that will leave a nasty residue behind, and we don't like residue. Residue is not good in the life of a detailer. Let's go ahead and do the dash. Got my generator kicking in. Some more areas around here. And you know what? Oh, engine stop start. Clean that up. That's clean. The headlights. Disinfect that. Uh-oh. Be careful you don't put it on the bad setting, so once they turn on the car, the windshield wipers go flickering. And then just kind of clean up the gauges, the speedometer, odometer, all of that, RPM gauge. Clean it up, doesn't have to be perfect. Just enough to make it look clean, and there shouldn't be any bacteria there unless actually there probably is if the client sneezes, which everybody sneezes in their own car, so that's not a shot against them. So, you know, as I'm going over this, I'm assessing and I'm looking, everything looks fine, it looks clean. And I'd say we're right now at a point where we can get by. One thing I do want to show you though, and the cool thing about steamers, see if I can get you in here. Can you see that? Can you see it? Can you see it? All right, sure, we'll go with that second awkward camera angle of the day. You can use the steamer to clean mirrors, and if the windows are extremely dirty, you can use the steamer to clean windows, and it's not going to leave a residue behind. It's actually going to be very, very clean, and it's going to leave a nice look to it. So I'd say that's pretty cool. That's a win-win, and yeah, I think it's cool. All right, guys, that was kind of a brief introduction overview of the McCulloch 1375. It's such a tongue twister thinking about it. The McCulloch 1375 steamer. Once again, you can find, or at least at the time of this recording, you can get a hold of the McCulloch 1375 for somewhere around $180 after shipping and handling and taxes and whatnot, give or take, depending on what vendor you go through. You should be getting quite a few attachments with it. But really, you don't use that many different attachments unless you purely run a steam business, a business that is purely based upon steam cleaning and steam cleaning alone. I don't, so I really don't use all the other attachments. But if you guys know where to get a hold of some of the extra attachments that I do use, I would love to go ahead and get that. Feel free to leave links in the comment section below where I can get a hold of different attachments. But that being said, guys, if you like this video, if you like the content, if you find the information that's on this channel and in this video beneficial to you, your company, or just your life in general, you think that someone can benefit from it, feel free to press the like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, share the videos, do all that jargon and all that stuff that YouTubers are always asking. But most importantly, guys, if you have any questions, if there's anything you'd like to see reviewed or hear more information about, leave a comment below in the comment section. Once again, Mr. Ladd here, signing out. Thank you so much for all your love and support, guys. Take care.